This is the first ground. This solves the 2 flat. I tried looking at a few different options for layers on green and red, but I really wasn't finding anything too great, so eventually what I decided to go with was on orange. You can do 1 move into this 2 twist layer, which is 5 moves, and then after that I was just going to do Y2 into a pretty nice 8 mover, so that's what I ended up doing. This was the second scramble. This solves a 178. I looked on red and green, but really there were not great cases for layers. So what I ended up going with was on blue, you can do a 4-move layer, and you end up with this 8 mover. But instead of doing the 8-move alg, I actually know an alg from here that it cancels into, so that's what I ended up doing. Basically, my full solution from here is just doing the 4-move layer, but at the end, instead of doing R prime and then R prime, I just did R and then just finished off the rest of the alg. This is the third scramble. This solves a 173. I saw that there's a 3-move white layer, and it gives this L5C case, which normally isn't too great. But here, there's actually a big cancellation that probably would have been better than what I ended up going with. But when I saw what case it was, I just didn't look at it anymore. And then I looked at green, and I saw you could do a 5-move layer that gives this okay case. But instead of doing that, I think what I did was better, which was doing 5 moves like this, and then you just end up with this pretty nice 8 mover. This is the fourth scramble. This solves a 142. I looked on white and I saw that you could do a 3-move layer, but that doesn't give a great case. So instead of doing that, I did the 4-move layer where you just solve the back piece first and then you just insert this one, and that ended up with this really nice 7 mover. This is the fifth scramble. This solves a 371. The only thing I checked on blue was doing 6 moves into this case, which is okay, but there's also a 5-move layer that I just didn't notice in time. And then what I ended up going with was on orange. I saw you could do a 4-move layer here, and I thought it was going to be, you could do like a Y2 hedge, Y prime hedge, but then I know an alternative alg from the Y2 angle, but it ended up being this 3 sledge case. So after I realized that, I just did the normal case, but it was already too late to be a good solve.